Oh shit, that is really bad. Before the video, I have an announcement about the first ever Auto Alex car show, Shedfest. Shedfest will take place on Bank Holiday Monday, the 28th of August, and is a celebration of shitboxes, builds, daily drivers, sports cars, supercars, and everything we love on the channel. You'll get to meet me, Taylor, Rory, Gareth, plus special guests Tavarish, Mike Brewer, Mark McCann, the Overdrive lads, Adam C, Jack McNeil, Motor Addicts, and a few more surprises. So get your tickets to this year's biggest celebration of shitboxes, Shedfest. Can't wait to see you there. Welcome back to Auto Alex V2. You may be wondering why we are covered in oil, and that's because we are currently at the Nürburgring. You'll get to see all of this, or you will have seen all of this.
I think they will have seen some of this, yeah.
On the main channel, but for a quick rundown, Taylor blew up his engine on the Autobahn doing 140 miles an hour. I managed to source and buy him a new engine, which happens to be a very low mileage John Cooper Works one, for which I paid £650. We are currently in the middle of doing the engine swap. We're going to leave Taylor to it because that's in a different episode on the main channel, like I said. But we just want to tell you about Big Pete, our Land Rover Discovery, for which we paid £3,000. A lot of work has gone on behind the scenes at Tom Lenthal. So there's a wheel bearing, a prop shaft, and other bits need to be done still. Another thing Big Pete needs is tyres, which is handy because here they are, courtesy of this week's sponsor, Tyre Streets UK. They'll be fitted to Big Pete soon, but if you're looking for performance-focused tyres, then 651 Sport and 651 Sport Extra tyres are, as we know from experience, fantastic and great value. And if you want rally tyres, off-road tyres, or drift tyres, then Tyre Streets UK has got you covered. And because Tyre Streets UK are the official Auto Alex tyre partner, you'll get an extra 10% off using the code AUTOALEX. So treat yourself and your car to a new set of tyres at a great price using the link below. But as you all know, this is our crew car, which is why Big Pete looks really, really filthy, and you are like the production man. So how has Big Pete been?
Big Pete has been an absolute superstar this trip. I was just thinking, so Big Pete, not only, like, we wouldn't have been able to do this with any other car, so we've been able to chuck an engine in the back of it. Yeah. And coolant's all over the place, whatever, it's fine. It's a production car. We had a plank of wood cut to some of the footage.
So Rory's driving. Aidan's currently propping up the plank of wood that we got the engine in the car, and Alex is holding the engine so that it doesn't slide back and smash the rear window.
And the man from whom we bought it in that McGann is just leaving. And the funniest thing is I haven't even paid him yet.
So we got a plank of wood going all the way through it, which scuffed up all the dash because you're a moron.
And the reason we had the plank of wood is because the engine is on a set of wheels, and we had the piece of wood going up into the boot, and we literally just pushed it up the plank of wood to get it into the engine.
The weight that this tailgate must have been taking.
It's a fair amount.
As you can see, coolant everywhere.
And we were saying earlier, weren't we? The first kind of crew car was a BMW X3 M40D.
On loan from BMW.
On loan from BMW, like a £50,000, £60,000 car. There is no way in hell we could have got away with having an engine in the back and a plank of wood. But it doesn't matter because Big Pete is our car. So yeah, third row of seats, we had Jay sitting in the back doing filming. Obviously we've got the three cars, we've got the MX-5, we've got the broken Mini, and we've got the Z4, so we're getting the nice shots there. But as you can see, there's decent space.
So we've been able to have this whole area full of gear, but then they've still been able to then lean round, and then when we're doing driving shots, they've been able to have the gimbal out the back and film, just because it's quicker to do that than set up we have a car rig. It takes a lot of time to dismantle, put on.
I'm really glad I paid £1,000 for that car rig.
We will use it. But yeah, it's also got this little pass-through where you can just have one seat down, so they can literally just hop through.
Not while driving, because that would be illegal. Also, what happened to that little bit of leather there? On the...
What do you think happened to that little bit?
Was that the piece of wood?
Yeah, that was the piece of wood.
We're going to have to glue it back. Yeah. We're going to have to nail it.
It was a tripod, actually.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
So it was one of your fault?
Oh, no, it's a piece of wood. That was the wood that was.
Who was it? Who
was that?
Who was it?
I think it was a combination of me and Jay putting stuff in, to be fair. I noticed it after I moved the tripod, so...
Right, now I'm pissed.
Am I fired?
You're fired again. You've been fired for the 9th time. Also, Big Pete, not too bad on fuel, considering that Luke was doing upwards of 120 miles an hour in this.
Yeah.
We've done, or they've
on the
done-
Autobahn.
On the Autobahn, yeah.
On one tank, we've gone all the way to the Nürburgring, stopped in Bruges,
Yeah.
took a little detour to the Schumacher Museum, did all of that.
Towed the Mini here.
Towed the Mini, and then also picked up that engine.
Yeah.
And it's done it all on one tank of fuel.
Yes. But all is not well. The reason that we took Big Pete to Tom Lenthal was because the wheel bearing was completely knackered, fixed, happy days, and because the prop shaft was self-destructing. That all got fixed, and now, which was strange because the prop shaft we had was
new.
looked brand new from Britpart. So got a new balanced prop shaft that I picked up, gave it to Tom. It's from the same company that he uses for all his prop shafts. And now we have the same issue. And it's not a fault of Tom Lenthal at all. It is a fault of the car. There is an inherent problem. So either gearbox mount or engine mount is completely buggered and it's sitting too low, and it just means that the bush is just having loads of wear on it.
Yeah.
But under hard acceleration or even softer acceleration, you can feel it under here going. So it is vibrating, flapping about quite a lot. So this car is going to need another prop shaft, but more than that, it's going to need to have those problems addressed. Aidan, behind the camera, what has it been like doing those 400 miles in this car?
Very smooth.
Oh.
I think that is the word to describe this car.
Speaking of
very
smooth, don't we also have a suspension fault?
Yes. I think there's probably a height sensor or something like that. I know these either play up when the brake pedal sensor or when the steering angle sensor is not played up, but it goes into HDC fault. If you've had a Disco 3, you will know this fault. And then it goes into suspension load. You just turn it off, turn it back on, kicks in, it's fine. It's not like it's the tank or whatever. If it was something leaking, it would be something else.
And it raises and lowers quite nicely.
Yeah,
because we lowered it right down so we could get the engine out quite easily as well.
Which another great feature.
It is, yeah, it is really useful. But yeah, overall very happy with Big Pete, and like Rory alluded to, we couldn't do any of what we do with a press car. So it has given us a new sense of freedom, which is very, very cool. And it's another project car, and it's another car with which we can do some more little videos and updates.
And I think we all might have slightly fallen in love with Big Pete.
I do like Big Pete.
Big Pete is just an
You
epic.
are the worst, though.
Oh, he is a great car. My
You-
girlfriend thinks that I like Big Pete more than her.
Is she still with you?
Yeah. You haven't broken me up yet.
Ellie, it's time to break up with him. I'm getting bored. Oh, I got a girlfriend. Oh, I love you. But yeah, exterior-wise, as we know, Big Pete is pretty mint. We could do probably with a new set of tyres at some point. The rears are okay. The fronts look like they've got a little bit of wear. There's a tiny little parking ding here. And yeah, we really like Big Pete. So shout out to all the Land Rover owners out there who put up with all of the shit that comes with Land Rover ownership.
So there is another update on Big Pete, which is that on our YouTube video when we went to Tom Lenthal's and showed it, the previous owner, whose name is Darren, he actually commented on it.
Oh, this is not good, is it?
And he told us everything that was wrong with it when he had it, because he looks like he obviously cared for it a lot, which you can tell. So Darren actually sold it to for salvage for £495 in April 2023.
What? This year?
Yes.
Like 3 months ago?
Yes, like literally I think it was a month or two before we bought it.
For £3,000?
No, yes, and someone sold it he sold it for 500.
I've been done over.
And then yeah, he's listed all the work that he did for it. So it's had a reconditioned gearbox, it's had a new front prop shaft.
Do we think the
shaft.
gearbox is happy?
I think the gearbox is a bit clunky, but I don't know whether that is something in the play of the actual drive.
Is there like torque converter issue or something potentially?
There may be a slight torque converter issue. But this is the other thing that's weird. So 5 of the glow plugs are wrecked. This car has no cold start issues at all, which leads me to believe that in between the time that we bought it and Darren sold it, someone has done a bit of work on this car, because this car just started on the burn.
Yeah.
So wiring on the driver's side fog lights are worn through to the copper wires. That's nothing. Driver's rear lower control arm has a 1-inch deep cut on it. It looks like Darren has used an angle grinder to cut and replace the anti-roll bar and then accidentally gone through to the lower arm. So yeah, this might be there.
It should be where the anti-roll bar is.
Okay, well we'll have to take his word for it. Okay, what else?
So it's had a new steering rack in 2019 due to the original splitting down the seam. And also, he's saying that there is a judder going down the hill, usually around, you might know this, Aidan, Roseworthy Dip in Cornwall.
Oh yeah.
So is that the only place in the country where it presents
Apparently,
itself?
yeah.
So let's just avoid that, and then we won't
we'll
ever
be
have
fine.
that issue. Yeah.
And then he said as his final little message, "How do I know this? It was my death trap I got rid of. You're welcome."
Well, Big Pete's definitely been fixed up since then.
It must have done, yeah.
It's made it to Germany,
Yeah.
and it's a Land Rover Discovery, which is incredible. So yeah, there's an update on Big Pete. Like I said, we will be doing more updates because Big Pete will break more.
Definitely.
Yes.
But while it works.
Oh, it's nice. Since filming that little video at Leon's unit, we have taken Big Pete obviously back to the UK. We have done a trip to Cornwall and back. That was a couple of days ago to pick up my new E30, also Taylor's one as well. On the way back, that vibration noise prop shaft, we suspect, got so bad that we actually had to crawl Big Pete into the unit. I think with about 10 miles to go, it was really, really clattering. We've taken off the shroud where the prop shaft is, and we think that, well, we know that something is not quite right here with this prop shaft again. So you'll be able to see that the prop shaft has hemorrhaged all of this grease in the space of what, a week? And this is really, really bad. It's really, really clattery. But yeah, something's not right. Something's not right. So I think we're going to start the car now, put it in drive, and then we'll give it a proper little listen. Oh my goodness gracious! Oh shit! That is really bad. Oh shit! Oh shit! Yeah, that has had its day in the sun. Big Pete, killer of prop shafts. That is not good. Yeah, that's fucked.
So it's back to Tom Lenthos for more work to ensure that Big Pete is ready for anything we can throw at him. Until, of course, the next breakdown.